We've issued that weather alert day for the potential of seeing some problems out on some of these roadways developing. As we get into the later morning and early afternoon hours, that's still the latest timing as we get into this morning. Hazards still looking like that rain and snow mix. We may even throw in a little bit of sleet. It looks like the whole bag's going to be open as we get into these next couple of hours. The biggest problems, though, the biggest takeaway is going to be some slushy spots trying to develop on some of these roadways, especially the exposed ones, bridges, overpasses, things of that nature. And that visibility is going to be dramatically reduced here for a short amount of time as we get, again, later into the morning and early afternoon. Here's how FUTURETRACK has this unfolding. And this is generally what we think is going to be working its way through the area. Notice these temperatures going to be very close to that freezing mark, a little bit closer to it in some of our northern counties, a little bit further away from that, but we're still close enough that we could see some pretty big flakes here coming down to the ground as we get into, again, later morning, early afternoon hours. That looks to be the worst of this as we get with this first visit from Old Man Winter. It's still going to be working its way through the area. We get you all the way up to 3 o'clock, still hanging on with a lot of the same locations, seeing a lot of the same problems out there. Along and really north of Highway 54 is where we're expecting to see that potential develop later on this afternoon. Here's the latest look at Snow Tracker, and again, largely pretty much the same here. Looking at about a dusting to 1 inch will cover most of us here, again, north of Highway 54, but we could see some isolated areas getting up around 2, or wouldn't be terribly surprised to see some spots pick up about 3 inches. But those are going to be fewer and farther in between. Again, a dusting to 1 inch is what we're expecting as of right now. In terms of these impacts of those roadways out there, it looks like it's still going to be worse, more so this afternoon and then into the evening hours. We'll see how some of those roadways going to be shaping up, but this morning's commute looks like it may be starting to deteriorate in some spots. And again, some of our far western counties, we're talking Saline and Sheridan counties, back toward Pettis and Benton counties, looking at some problems this morning. Most of us will at least stave off some of those until we get closer to about lunchtime. But again, we've issued that weather alert day for the potential, again, of seeing some problems trying to develop. Getting into the rest of this work week, looking at that ABC 17 Storm Track 7-day forecast. We do have another shot at some rain tomorrow. I think we're going to be warm enough that we're not going to have to deal with any of that wintry precipitation tomorrow. A dry day looks to be in store as we get into Wednesday, and more rain in store late Wednesday night into Thursday. Some of that could even be a little bit heavy and come with a few rumbles of thunder before we finally start to dry out getting into this weekend.